Newswatch 12 Weekends, a not-so-spooky Halloween trail. We'll take a look at a Halloween tradition in Rhinelander, bringing spooks to the YMCA. Plus, a family of 4 from Michigan who were reported as missing are spotted in the UP this week, with officials now speaking about what they believe is going on. And later, Senator Ron Johnson was in Marathon County today, speaking with farmers about what he hopes to accomplish if he wins a 3rd term. Got those stories and more as your local weekend news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Kyle Pozorski, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, and Conrad Sapinski.
Welcome to News Watch 12 Weekends. I'm Kyle Pozorski. Conrad and Mohammed will join us shortly. But first tonight, it may not be Halloween yet. However, if you were at the YMCA of the Northwoods today, you might have thought so. Families gather to the Stony Pines Trail to participate in the 17th annual Not So Scary Halloween Trail, where kids dressed as many memorable characters such as Pikachu, Aaron Rodgers, and even a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Organizer Lauren Beetleman says a lot of parents are happy this event is back in action.
I know most of them, they're very grateful. They're excited to have this event. We get a lot of positive feedback that their children and their, even the sponsors here have just a great time, you know, helping out. And they're all volunteers here. Nobody is forced to be here, so that's helpful.
Over 20 booths were spread throughout the trail, handing out candy to whoever said those magic words, trick or treat. Homestead Veterinary Care, the Pine Lake Fire Department, and even some members of the Newswatch 12 team were some of the many volunteers in attendance.
It means a lot to be able to help or to give our children of our community and surrounding communities a safe place to trick or treat and to dress up. You know, hopefully this won't be their only event. We still have downtown trick or treat and actual Halloween trick or treat. So yeah, to wear the costumes more than once is a great idea too.
Beelan says she hopes that everybody that went trick-or-treating today had an experience that they would never forget. 6 people have died following a fire at a Wisconsin apartment building, which occurred early Friday. WISN TV in Milwaukee reports on how neighbors reacted to the news of other residents killed in the building they all lived in.
There was smoke everywhere, black smoke coming through our front door, and then we got our little sister out her room, and I told them to grab their belongings and cover your nose with a shirt.
A big brother taking charge to get his younger siblings out of their burning 4-unit apartment building after he says he woke up to a loud bang. Ariel Gashi's mother, Ardita, left for work less than an hour prior to the blaze.
I was there in not even 5 minutes, because when you hear your kids, you know, your building is on fire and your kids are home, you drive you have nothing on the road.
She arrived to a scene she tells 12 News felt like something out of a movie.
I got there and all I saw was fire coming out of the building and smoke, and you just get terrified.
The Gashi family out safe, but authorities say they recovered 6 bodies from inside the building.
What was it like for you when you realized that some of your neighbors, they never came out?
Can't even describe. Can't describe that. I can't. Because I was just thinking it could have been me, could have been my kids, could have been all of us.
And meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joins us now. Conrad, give us the first glance at the forecast.
Yeah, Kyle, it was warm outside today, and even right now, temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. It's past 10 p.m., and it is warm outside. Still pretty much short sleeve weather all across the state. Our average high this time of year, around 52 degrees with an average low of around 32. So it will be warm the next several days, well above average temperatures. Dew points are also on the lower end. They were low pretty much all throughout the day today, so it really felt comfortable, not sticky as the rain will be coming in. Dew points will start to rise. Right now, though, we have some pretty clear skies outside, mostly clear all across the state. Sunny skies continued into right now, where barely any cloud cover is hovering all across Wisconsin. And overnight tonight, same thing. Lots of clear skies and temperatures well above average and hovering in the low 50s. Kyle?
Thanks, Conrad. A Michigan family of 4 who were reported missing were spotted at a gas station in the Upper Peninsula this week. Officials said family members last had contact with the Siriglianos on Sunday. That was the same day Anthony Sirigliano displayed paranoid behavior, calling 911, and then asking to talk to federal agents about the September 11th attacks. Sirigliano's wife, Suzette, and their teenage sons then left the home that night. The Siriglianos were not seen again until Monday morning at the Blaney Park Quick Stop in Gulliver in Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
You don't think they're in any danger?
I think with the history of, this paranoid behavior, I don't, really know how to answer whether or not they're in the danger question.
Could it be that the UP is just a great place to hide for somebody who's acting paranoid?
Could be, yes.
If you drove by the Rhinelander Library today, the parking lot may have been filled with something else other than cars. It was the location of Youth Skate Park Group over its 4th pop-up skate park event. Over It is a youth-led organization that strives to create new positive spaces for youth development in Rhinelander. Anthony Gaudioso, the president of the organization, says while it may be fun to have a spot to skate around with his friends, it means much more than just that.
We had no other choice but to construct a place like this and to bring events like this to our community. And I think the goal is to bring not just a skate park, but a plaza, an all-inclusive place that's very welcoming and friendly to people who's very passionate about things like this. I mean, all I know is my skateboard.
Ramps are all over the parking lot, allowing skaters to show off their cool tricks. The group's next pop-up event will be next Saturday at Art Start from 11 to 4 p.m. Coming up, details on Senator Johnson's visit to Marathon County with farmers today. What he said and more is coming up after weather when we come back.
Fall is one of our favorite seasons at Schrader's. Our boutique is loaded with the latest fall fashion and jewelry. Check out our unique boots, shoes, and purses, fabulous fall home decor, and our adorable grandkids in our baby boutique. Find something you'll love at Schrader's.
A governor's job is to make your life better. But would anything on Tim Michael's agenda actually help you? His rhetoric is violent.
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
At his company, women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. And he said he'd consider abolishing the Department of Public Instruction. It's a radical's dream, but it wouldn't do a single thing for you. Tony Evers' plan is pretty simple. Create good-paying jobs and bring costs down. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
You have dreams. To visit your grandkids. To start a small business. To spend time on the lake. The cost of a good healthcare plan should support those dreams, whatever they may be. They're your dreams. We're just here to help you live them. Aspirus Health Plan. A great plan for your best life.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Our local shelters have lots of furry friends in need of loving homes. Watch News Watch 12 today, every Friday morning, to see a new cuddly cat or dog ready for you to adopt. Homeward Bound on News Watch 12 today is sponsored by Paws and Claws.
It's the weekend. Saturday has arrived, and it was absolutely beautiful outside. Lots of sunshine for the trick-or-treating. Lots of kids outside, and it was perfect. Mother Nature knows exactly when to bring the really nice weather. Lots of sunny skies. Temperatures were in the 70s, close to breaking records, but not quite yet. 71 degrees earlier in Rhinelander. Take a look just down south. Some upper 70s, even a couple of isolated 80s were in the area. I know it's a feeling like a fall, but temperatures are not showing it. We pretty much have lots of warm air, not only in the south, but all of that has risen up to the north, the Midwest, the upper Midwest. Take a look at these temperatures currently. 60 degrees in Wisconsin, 70 by Chicago, and those are temperatures right now, so it is well above the average for this time of year. 62 right now in Rhinelander, some 50s at that in Tomahawk, but lots of 50s and 60s across the state right now. So past 10 p.m., hey, we'll take those any day. Close to 25 degrees warmer than what we had just yesterday. So whole big difference in temperatures. Let's enjoy them while they last. Tomorrow, same thing, 69 degrees as a high. Take a look at Monday. Once again, warm temperatures sticking around 68, and then a cold front comes in, really cools us off. These are our high temperatures on Tuesday, 51, then some upper 40s, and then a couple of lower 50s at that the rest of the week into next weekend. So enjoy these next couple of days with temperatures close to 70 degrees. Right now, clear skies in the area, a couple of clouds lingering in the UP, but these are all scattered, and it will continue to stay clear overnight tonight. Pretty much clear all across the United States. But take a look to the west. This is our next low pressure system right here. Some rain and snow showers up there in the western parts of the state, Wyoming, all those states getting a little bit of a mixture of rain and snow, but that will continue to move east. As it does, it will make it into Wisconsin. So expect a couple of showers and then maybe even some thunderstorms by tomorrow night. Looks like it's going to be non-severe at that, but still definitely a rumble of thunder cannot be ruled out before more chances of showers by Monday. Tonight, though, will be really warm. Look at these low temperatures, 51 degrees, clear skies, a little breezy conditions at that sticking around. Tomorrow, though, wow, it's going to be gorgeous outside. 69 degrees, partly cloudy skies, a little bit on the breezy end as well, but it will be warm. As our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show warm temperatures the next couple of days before we start to cool down on Tuesday with chances of showers. Then we clear up, but temperatures continue to stay near average in the upper 40s to low 50s. Kyle?
Thanks, Conrad. Today, Wisconsin's two-term Republican Senator Ron Johnson visited with dairy farmers, speaking about legislation which he has supported in favor of those farmers. Among that legislation includes the Family Farmer Relief Act of 2019, which was signed by President Donald Trump. Johnson intends to campaign hard between now and Election Day to gain support across the state, including with those dairy farmers. I spoke with him today, and here's what he had to say.
Lincoln said, "A house divided cannot stand."
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, quoting 16th U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, when asked about what his message is to voters heading into Election Day. In seeking a third term, the senator saying the Biden administration has done the opposite of healing the division he sees.
When President Biden took his oath of office, and he said his number one goal, I think 8 times he said it was to unify and heal this nation, I would argue he's done the exact opposite.
The comments came during a visit to rural Marathon County on Saturday, where he gained the endorsement of the Venture Dairy Cooperative and Wisconsin Dairy Alliance.
Now, I fully understand the tradition of a family farm, and I want to keep that.
The dairy farmers of Wisconsin report more than 7,000 registered dairy farms in the state. Part of Johnson's message is to help Wisconsin farmers strike a balance between the traditions of small family farming and industry innovations.
But at the same time, I'm a manufacturer, and you've really turned, to a certain extent, dairy farming into a manufacturing process. That's what you have to do to compete, globally as well as nationally.
On Tuesday, November 8th, Wisconsin voters will decide if Johnson has earned a third term or if current Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes will replace him. To keep his seat in Congress, Johnson will need to keep the lead in the polls, where his support among likely voters sits at 52%, according to Marquette University Law School. That same poll found that Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes is in the other choice of 46%. Coming up, we'll take a look at some area sports highlights and your WJFW High School Football Play of the Week. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick with us. You're watching Newswatch 12.
Here's a fun fact. 3 out of 4 members of Congress were already professional politicians before they even got to D.C. And then they cash in and become lobbyists. That ain't me. I'm Derek Van Orden, a retired Navy SEAL with 26 years of service. And I will pass term limits and ban congressmen from ever becoming lobbyists. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we send to D.C.
Our country was built on manufacturing. In every corner of Wisconsin, products are being produced and shipped throughout the world. But this isn't your grandfather's factory. The future of manufacturing is being transformed. Lights out manufacturing, automation, autonomous vehicles, and high-end robotics are optimizing the process. At North Central Technical College's Engineering and Advanced Manufacturing Center of Excellence, you can learn the hands-on, high-tech skills to be competitive in the manufacturing industry of today and tomorrow. Get started today.
You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Let's start things off in a big way. Rhinelander girls swimming and diving big. Now, we already mentioned it yesterday, but this was too nice not to say it twice. The Ho-Dags are Great Northern Conference champions. Breaking records and taking names, the Ho-Dags can't be stopped. They'll be back on November 5th for the sectionals meet in Merrill. Now, Rhinelander took on Lakeland Union in the regional final in boys soccer, where the stakes were as high as ever. And 100 minutes of soccer, 0 goals scored, and this game went to PKs. Let's check out what happened. First attempt for Rhinelander. They get a goal right here to go up 1-0. First attempt for Lakeland Union, stuffed by the keeper. Second attempt for Rhinelander, and this one is a goal to go up by 2. Second attempt for Lakeland, stuffed by the keeper again. Now on to the next attempt for Rhinelander. They stuff it, and Lakeland Union stays in it. Next attempt for Lakeland, and they are starting to mount a comeback. Fourth attempt by Rhinelander, though, and they score. Lakeland has to score here to stay alive, and Mr. Shin's goal is stuffed. Rhinelander wins it 3-1 on penalty kicks, and the Ho-Dags are headed to sectionals in a thriller of a victory. Now on to some more regional finals action for soccer that happened today. First off, Northland Pines traveled to Barron to take on the number 3 seed. The Eagles pulled off a massive upset as the number 7 seed Northland Pines became regional champs after beating Barron in a 2-0 shutout. Next, a Great Northern Conference matchup between Mosinee and the conference champs Medford. This one saw Medford win it 4-0 to become regional champs and add another trophy to their case. Now let's get off the field and onto the court. Number 5 Shawano faced off with number 1 Tomahawk in some volleyball action. Here in the first set, they're tied at 7. Megan Schultz up to serve. Shawano trying to stick with it, but the Hatchets respond. Later on in the first, the Hawks follow by 3. Megan says that's too close for comfort and goes for the kill. But hold on, in the second set, the game gets intense. Shawano wins the second set with this kill, 25-19, but the Hatchets are tough. They pull it together and win the regional final 3-1. Tomahawk will play number 3 Akanto Falls at home. The Badgers were back home today after a heartbreaking loss last week to Michigan State in double overtime. That loss marked the first loss for the Badgers in the Jim Leonard era, and they say the heart of a coach is determined by how their team can bounce back after a loss. So Let's see what kind of coach Jim Leonhard is when his squad took on the Purdue Boilermakers, bringing out the vintage car for a vintage matchup right here for two historically dominant teams today. Here in the first, Badgers already up big, 14-0. Graham Mertz rolls right and hits DK at the 1, who powers into the end zone to go up 21-0. Let's move on to the second half, and this one's already a blowout. Braylon Allen takes the handoff, and you know how this one goes. 14 yards untouched to the house. That was his only touchdown of the day, and he finished with 113 yards as well, making it 28-3. And they didn't stop there. Later that quarter, Isaac Guerrero takes this one 54 yards on a big run for a touchdown, and the Badgers are going to hold on to win this one 35-24. Now off of college football and on to some high school football. If you missed the Blitz yesterday, that's okay because we've got some highlights. First up, Lakeland Union headed to Medford for their second matchup of the year. Medford will go on to win at 36-14 and will travel to face the #1 seed on Alaska next Friday. Moving on to some 8-man football, top-seeded Newman Catholic faced off with McDonald Catholic and won without any competition 54-0. They'll face off with Gilman next. Mosinee hosted Shawano and played a great game to move up in the playoffs and sent Shawano home packing 50-20. They host Rice Lake next week. And lastly, Turtle Lake season ended to Edgar with a final score of 42-6. Edgar will host Spring Valley next Friday. Now moving on to the play of the week. Edgar facing the 7-seeded Turtle Lake after forcing a stop on defense. Wildcat offense would get right to work. Carter Butt goes 62 yards to the house for an Edgar touchdown. He really turned the Jets on, but at the same time made it look easy. Kyle, you have to admit, that was a pretty impressive play from Carter Butt.
Yeah, coming from a guy, I used to go to Marathon High School, so against Edgar, it's not that great. Well, thanks, all. When we come back, Pfizer is set to start selling COVID vaccines, and a look at Hurricane Roslyn, which is barreling its way towards Mexico. Got those stories and more coming up after the break.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Saturday, October 29th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Vilas, Forest, and Oneida County.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Welcome back. We take a look now outside the Northwoods at some of the biggest world headlines. Here's Mahalo Dukawi.
Thanks, Kyle. On Friday, Pfizer announced plans to sell the COVID vaccine it developed with BioNTech at $110 to $130 per dose for teens and adults once the U.S. government stops paying for them. The estimated price for Pfizer shot is in the line with other adult vaccinations, such as for hepatitis and shingles, which can range from as little as $13 to more than $200 according to the CDC. The $110 to $130 price tag is the list price, meaning people with the Medicare or private health insurance would most likely pay for it only a fraction of the cost or nothing at all. Pfizer said the price takes into account with the value of the vaccine as well as the cost it takes to make it. Today was the last day of the 20th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party, where a few key party leaders retired and President Xi Jinping's ideology was validated in the party. Xi is expected to be reconfirmed as the head of the CCP Sunday, breaking the two-term norm for the party's top leaders in the recent decades and paving his way to rule China for life. In total, only 11 members of the new Central Committee are women, according to the full list, announced earlier today. The previous Central Committee had 10 female members.
Thanks, Mohammed. When we come back, a look at the final check of the forecast and some other news from around the Northwoods. Winter is coming, and we'd like to give a shout out to Starks, and we'd love all our viewers all across the Northwoods. When we come back.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Lock in 3.9% financing for 60 months on a new built Ford Tough F-150 plus $500.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Wausau Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our unique doctor-supervised program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back safely, naturally, and effectively. If you'd love to lose unhealthy fat without counting points or calories, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no HCG, no drugs, no hypnosis or surgery, call Wausau Weight Loss today at 715-203-8695.
I'm Elizabeth from Plover, Wisconsin. I've lost 80 pounds and 44.5 inches. I know the secret. I feel amazing. I can get up off the floor. I can run. I can bike. I've made so many changes in my life now. I would recommend this program to anybody.
For your free private weight loss consultation, call Wausau Weight Loss today at 715-203-8695. That's 715-203-8695. We know the secret.com.
When Kenosha burned, Tony Evers fanned the flames.
He blamed police.
When we needed help, he refused. For days.
I know.
Because we were there.
Evers puts politics over our lives.
Over your lives.
That's why we support Tim Michaels.
As a veteran, Tim Michaels won't abandon us.
Tim Michaels will have our back.
And stand strong against violent crime.
We're with Tim.
Well, to end the show tonight, we have out here today is Make a Dog's Day, National Make Your Dog's Day today. So we got Teddy out here, but let's take one final check of the forecast, Conrad.
Yes, let's do that. Temperatures were warm outside today, but warmer weather is on the way. Look at these high temperatures Sunday and Monday before a cold front comes in and keeps us on the cooler end starting Tuesday.
Cool. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Under Tim Michaels, court filings say women at his company were harassed and assaulted.
They repeatedly faced unwanted sexual comments. A male superior groped the crotch and inner thigh of a female employee.
Women said they were pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Those who spoke out at Michaels Corp were fired. That's how radical Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspections, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, everybody, I'm Peyton Manning.
And I'm Eli Manning, his brother.
Yeah, I think they know we're brothers because of the same last name.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is our Manning cast where we do live analysis of what's already playing on TV. Normally, we do it during Monday Night Football.
Yeah, but tonight's not Monday. It's Saturday.
Great insight, Eli.
Yeah, so instead of football, we decided to check out the season premiere of SNL.
There are a lot of changes at the show, which could be exciting. Let's see what they spent the entire summer coming up with.
Okay, we got an establishing shot of Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, good. Trump sketch. Way to mix it up.
Mr. President, as your lawyer, I don't think we should be hiding during a hurricane.
Actually, it's the safest place I've been in 2 years. There's no lawyers, no FBI. I'm in my happy place.
Okay, not bad.
A few guests wanted to say hello, Mr. President.
Please, call me current president.
Why are guests visiting during a hurricane?
All right, now it looks like we got a rookie leading a senior cast member into the